Peace, peace, peace. It's your brother OE in the building. Thanks for joining. And this one is going to be about why should you take 5 grams on your first mushroom trip. I had an interesting conversation yesterday with a sister about dosage. And so today I want to talk about it. I hope my man Sincere comes through like as soon as possible. I'm inviting him right off the gate because he will definitely be in the building around this particular subject, right? And a lot of these are going to be sort of like basically going to be like my personal experience, what I've seen as a sitter, what's been revealed to me on the other side. I'm gonna talk about experience. I hope Acacia comes through here. Yeah, so please invite some folks if you know somebody who's thinking about mushrooms, or they haven't done mushrooms but they're thinking about it. Like, this is just a common, to me, it's kind of common. You're talking about the ancient ones. The ancient ones did it. So I want to have a conversation, an intelligent conversation and dialogue today real quick, and a share about my personal experiences and why you should take 5 grams of mushrooms on your first ride. Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, I'm inviting some folks because y'all been kind of like, letting me down a little bit on the shares. I've been asking y'all to press 2 to share, so I have to do this myself. If you on YouTube watching this, y'all always balling out. Thank you so much for sharing this on your own social media. Big shouts out to all my Pisces. Jasmine Aten had a birthday yesterday. Amira Muhammad is having a birthday today, and tomorrow Phelan is having a birthday. So big shouts to all my water signs all around the wizard. Thank you for joining in. All right, let's get it popping. All right, man, I know I have to try to invite all these people. All right, bam, bam. And this ain't new information. Like, this stuff that's like been out there. So somebody was like, "Oh, it's not new information." Thanks, Aja, for sharing. What up, Nuwamba Cook, Aja Brown, Nathan, Marquetta. And that still don't take me over. Lotta, yeah. I had to start with 7. See, Andrea's in the building. What up, Lotta? Lisa's in the building. What up, Rachel? Erica's in the building. Abdul Cool Tat for Latat, Wabazung, Gama Farragon, Shilel Kaloon. I am in the love of all, and all love is in me. I am a part of all, and all is a part of me. And I am one with all, and all is one with me. And I can succeed as a part of all and fail as an individual. I can be all that I wish in all, as long as my wish is to stay in all. I am never alone. All is, I am. All can, I can. All does, I do. It's the J. Elaku. We just got finished doing a dope video called What is Spiritual Leapfrogging. If you missed it, please go back and catch that. You just maybe came because you saw all the mushrooms at the top. So thank you, Andrea. What up, Blue? Team Scorpio in the building. What up, Darrell? So yes, thank you for all the hearts. Keep them popping. What up, Angela Harrington? Press 2 and also introduce yourself. I am Oye Sun, Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia. That's right. It's no longer Coach Khayr. It's not Coach Oye either. It's just Oye, or it's Oye Sun, or you can be like, what up? What up still works. You know what I'm saying? But nah, we're not doing Khayr and Coach Khayr no more. We already made a video about that. So now we just moving forward. All right. Peace. Francis, Team Taurus in Illinois. Why should you start with 5 grams of mushrooms? So I'm going to tell you this story. First off, that's what the current leading authority teacher has given instructions. Kalinde Iyi. So let's put down, he said, we start the kids off with 5 grams. Then 7 grams, 4 to 6 weeks later. Then they go to 7 grams. Then 4 to 6 weeks later, they go to 9 grams. All 3 times, that's a sitter. You need a sitter your first 3 road trips, your first 3 trips to the park, to Disneyland. You need somebody to sit for you. The sitter is not a guru. The sitter is just holding space with blankets and water, and if you need help going to the bathroom or anything like that, turn the heat up, turn down, and keeping you off your telephone, keeping your car keys from you, and keeping the parameters of what was established before y'all got started. That's what the sitter is there for. All right. What up, Team Capricorn, NYC? Vegas is in the building. Hey, Brianna. Team Cancer's back in from Fayetteville. The 2-6 is in the building. And so recently, a friend of mine, what up, Christiana? And I've been doing research. People like, oh, I did mushrooms. I did mushrooms before. I did mushrooms. And I'd be like, well, how many grams did you do? And it was like, I ain't sure, like the whole one, the whole mushroom. I was like, what you mean? They was like, I ate the whole thing. I was like, you ate one mushroom? And you talking about you did mushrooms? I was like, nah, that's not a dosage. That's recreational. Let's to make this clear. If it's not on the scale, it's recreational. If it's not on the scale, it's recreational. And I got somebody that just came in here that understands the scale. You pay yourself on the scale. That's what I learned in the streets. You pay yourself with the scale. You don't use hanging scales. We use digital. You put a nickel on there, it better say 5.0 like a Mustang. Otherwise, your scale is off. When I drop it on there, if it's in the bag, it got to be 29 grams. So the scale is what tells you the dosage. Because this is technology that you're dealing with. This is scientific technology. It's not recreation like how much weed did you put in there. When you go buy weed, you be buying, I bought an eighth. Let me get a half ounce. Let me get such and such. But then when you roll it up, you don't measure it no more. So now you have equated mushrooms with marijuana, and you is all the way out the game. Mushrooms is over 400 million years older than all vegetation on this planet. This whole planet is living off the fungi. Their system is first. Let's be perfectly clear and honest. All right. They carry all the technology in this particular known galaxy and probably other multiverses. That's what they're attached to. Very sacred. Get it together. Thanks everybody for pressing 2. This is your boy OYE Sun, Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia. Please share the video. All right. And introduce yourself. And put down how many grams you've tried. Let's see who's in the building right now. First off, have you tried mushrooms? If you haven't, I guess you'll just put no. Are you interested? So put down where you are. No, say no, I haven't tried. Yes, I'm interested. And yes, I've done 5 grams, 7 grams, 9 grams, 12 grams, 21 grams, whatever your dosage has been. Let's see who's in the room. This should be interesting, right? So recently, I have been following instructions. I started my mushroom journey on my birthday, May 17th, 2018, with 5 grams. First time out the box, over 40 years old, off the muscle, 5 grams. Went to North Carolina, had my sitter, dropped the 5 grams. Actually, they were in a tea. Boiled some water, dropped them in the tea, took the mushrooms out in the cup, poured some of the water on it, drunk the tea, and sat down on the floor and just leaned back on the couch and was like, I don't feel nothing. That's normal. It don't kick in like mushrooms. Ooh, 22 grams in the building. Okay. No, I haven't tried, but I'm interested. Recreational. Thank you so much for being honest. Yes. No, I haven't tried, but I'm interested. Aja said she's never tried. Marquetta said 5-7 and microdose. Big shouts out to my microdosers. I'm going to just get to this now. You should microdose after you do at least 5 grams. I don't particularly be like, yo, come in on 5 grams. Come in microdosing. Because you ain't got nothing to anchor with. But that's another story. I guess I should go to microdosing afterwards, right? I see a lot of people are interested, right? You can, if you just type in depression and mushrooms, or type in mushroom research, or type in John Hopkins psilocybin, you'll see that it's in every major university in the world. They are researching this spore. It's not a plant. You don't just go outside and put it in the ground like you put herbs. This is an intelligent, living, extraterrestrial being here on planet Earth. Okay? I see you, Team Leo. Jesus, they got a book about Jesus being a mushroom. Jesus taking mushrooms. Magus, have you seen Magus? Go type in today on YouTube Jesus mushrooms and go look for a book about Jesus and the mushrooms. There's a book. Do I want to get up and go try to find that right now? Yes, I do. Hold on. There's another book. This for Magus. That's my man, so I gotta go look real fast. Let me see, do I have it? If I can find it quick. If I can find it quick, I will. About a couple that went exploring, and they went to all these temples around the world to research the artwork, to see the mushrooms in the artwork. And like all the Christian temples had mushrooms in them. Then they started showing the Jewish synagogues and how the mushrooms were a part of the art. And come on, man, you know you can find this when I'm looking. It's always when you really looking for it, you can't find it. And I don't know what the title is right now, but I kind of know what the size of the book looks like. So that's kind of what I'm just reading the edges. But I don't see it right now. But anyway, when I find it, I'll post it when I get the title. And I'm hoping that I didn't give it to somebody so I could, I got to quit letting jokers borrow books, and they don't sign out. They don't type their name in. You gonna have to type your name in if you're getting a book from out of this library. I'm gonna have to make you sign up on the board or something. But anyway, why should you start out with 5 grams? Let's just get to that. Okay, let me sit back down. Let's get to that. Ooh, Dead Sea Scrolls Interpreter. Should you do mushrooms before doing the toad? I don't have a should. You should have a sitter when you do whatever. You should certainly have a sitter. That's what you should do, is have a sitter. Before you think about toad or mushrooms, you should be talking about a sitter. Shanika's in the building. What up, baby? Should the sitter be someone who's experienced in taking mushrooms, or can it be anyone? The sitter can be anyone who's mature. It can't just be, don't try to go find a super stranger off the street, but a person who's sit for other people who you don't know is really officially a stranger. So if they have experience sitting, that's cool. If they've done mushrooms before, then absolutely 1000%. They could sit for you because they know. Since I haven't journeyed a lot, I hadn't journeyed a lot. When I first started sitting with people, I was not doing the mushrooms with them at the same time. A lot of people are like, I need to see what they're seeing so I can assist, and I'm not getting involved in that. The mushrooms make their own music. The mushrooms do their own teaching. So I don't need to get involved in your particular experience. That's not what I'm gonna do. The Cross and the Mushrooms by John Allegro. That's not it. It's another one. But I'm now that you said it, I want that one. But big shouts out to all these people who just came up in here. I don't know where y'all came from. Cancer in the repping. Peace, peace, peace. What up, Cassie? Alive for you. What it do? Peace, peace, peace. Peace, sincere. So what we're doing is, are you interested in trying mushrooms? Yes or no? If you've not tried them, just say, no, I haven't. If you're interested, say you have. And then if you have tried, what dosage have you done? So we've covered already that if it's not on the scale, it's recreational. So if you just ate a mushroom, it was recreational. It wasn't full dosage. Because the system is 5 grams, 7 grams, 9 grams. So before I say why should you take 5 grams, why are people afraid to take 5 grams? That should have been the name of the video. Why are people afraid? Why should you take 5 grams, and why are people afraid to take 5 grams? Remember the video I just did, Spiritual Leapfrogging? Terence McKenna is supposed to be the guy on the psilocybin subject in the books he wrote. He never went above 5 grams. Excuse me. So you think I'm going to just let him be the standard? For one, that's out. I'm definitely past that. I started with 5. I went back down to 3 and I think I did 4 one night, and the mushrooms, they didn't work or whatever. It was I think it was maybe 3. Somebody tried to give me 2 grams, and I was like, bro, I done already took 5, and they used to me going back. Then I got some mushrooms from somebody else. This one, I was just All this has happened in less than 2 years. Then I think I went back to like 3 grams, and then I wanted to see what it was like. And then I went to 7 grams. Then I went to 9 grams with sitters. I think I did 9 grams by myself because I had already went out like 3 or 4 times, but at lower dosages. So I did 9 grams by myself, then 12 grams, and then 15 grams. And when I went to Mexico, there is no sitter. Where I was at, I got there late night, so they gave me my mushrooms, and I went in by myself. And that was a higher dose. That was 4 leaves, so that's kind of like equivalent to 28 grams. Okay, let me catch back up in the story. Where we at? Who's in here? Does it matter who the sitter is? It does matter. They should have good energy and they should have good sense. 2 things you're looking for in a sitter is good energy and good sense, right? But what you don't want to look for in a sitter is somebody who's trying to be your guru and gonna guide you through this. You can't guide me. All you can do is you can help me take it, and maybe you can keep the setting. That's your only job. Set and setting. That's the sitter's only job, is to set. Is the sitter in the right mindset? And is the setting comfortable? That's it. Is the setting comfortable? Do you have on some very comfortable pajamas? Don't try to get all fly and go buy some brand new and all that. You won't even know nothing about that. My man said he did that on 3.5 grams, and he had something really nice and all that, and he thought it was going to be all kind of ceremonial. He ended up butt naked. Took off. He thought it was too restrictive. I just came out of all of it. Well, then wear something loose off the rip, right? So that was the question. Should it be a sitter or someone who's experienced in taking the mushrooms, or can it be anyone? We did that one. Peace, Lotus, Maleo. Maria's in the building. Clifford is in the building. I see Team Leo. Cassie's in the building. Sincere 7, 16 grams. That's a psychonaut. Big shouts out to the Detroit Psychonaut Academy. What up? We just, Atlanta Mycelium Network. We just getting started. We need more people in there before we can move it up to psychonauts. But we got enough right now. We got enough. The class was amazing Saturday too, Sincere. We ain't even finished. Maleo said yes. But like I said, if you don't know the dosage on the scale, it was recreational. You had an experience, but it's your job to track your data. We are all scientists. Look to your partner and say, I'm a scientist. Everybody type right now, I'm a scientist. If you're thinking about doing mushrooms, you're a scientist. So if you're thinking about doing mushrooms, please type, I am a scientist. Or if you're going to do mushrooms again, type, I am a scientist. So we're all signing up now with our intentions as scientists. You don't go into the science. So type hashtag, I am a scientist. People don't go above 5 degrees because they're afraid to release control. I wish I could bring Christiana on here and Sincere, but Facebook has definitely shut that down, where you can't even bring folks on here like that. Jokers is afraid to release this ego control thing, ego death. You hear about ego death. Just because you heard the word death, you get afraid of it. Mushrooms help you prepare to die, which don't even exist. Right, they solve the riddles. Mushrooms solve the riddle that your conscious mind will never be able to solve. You hear me? The 5 grams for the first time is what caught my attention. Thank you very much. Coach, none for me. I take mine with the side order of chickpeas and legumes. Word, I feel you. Can you remote view on mushrooms? No, you tell me. You tell me what you can do on mushrooms. I'm not going to tell you what you can do on mushrooms, but if you're asking me what I can do on mushrooms, I'll never tell you everything that I can remember from my personal scientific research. I'll share the benefits and I'll share a part of my story, and I might, when I have a horror story, I might give you a piece of that. But at the end of the day, when I come out of the amusement part, it's all love. And my life has been accelerating and increasing, and I've been growing exponentially since being exposed to these sacred plants. My friend took 4 grams of truffles and had a bad trip. It was so hard to watch. She kept saying God wasn't real and she knew too much. And she had some emotional, erratic behavior. Since anybody experienced this, please, if anybody has insight, I'm all ears. Set and setting. Where was the bad trip? What setting was she in? Did she take the setting outside around a lot of people? Ingesting of sacred mushrooms is a private affair. It's a private affair. It's not like ayahuasca where we're all sitting around in a circle. You can sit around in a circle, but how many sitters? Like even Dr. Jerry and Kalinde, they like 5, I'm good. 5 people, that's a good number for you to sit with. That's enough to manage. I'm not getting ready to do more than that. No way. Like, I'm about to start sitting. I am about to start sitting for people here in Atlanta on Fridays and Saturdays. We're going to rent an Airbnb. It's going to be at a private location. You're all going to have your bedroom. And I'm going to sit for you. But I'm only doing 3 people at a time. So 3 people will come in on Friday. You come in around 6 o'clock. You've already started your fast. 9 o'clock, you're going to drink the MAO inhibitor tea. 10 o'clock, you're going to take the mushrooms 1 hour later. And then you're in the game. You can sit around and be as casual. I'm going to just be there. I'm going to still be talking to you because you're going to be like, nothing happened. I'm going to be like, well, why don't you just sit down and meditate? Then we're going to start a meditation. After you ingest your mushrooms is the best time to meditate. You're not going to stay in meditation because you ain't. It's going to be too much going on. But you're now setting. You're now relaxed. And then the mushrooms will take care of it from there. And then when we maybe get in about an hour and a half, I'm going to be like, okay, come on. You can just go to your room. You can go to your room. And you can go to your room. You can have your private experience. I'm going to be up all night peeping, doing what a sitter does. Then in the morning, when you wake up, because you're not going to go to sleep. You're not going to take the mushrooms and go in there and go to bed and go to sleep. You're going to go in there and go to bed and be comfortable. You're not going to bed to sleep. You're going to bed to be comfortable. Right. Then the next day, when you get up in the morning, I'm going to either cook breakfast for you or I'm going to have breakfast delivered because I know a chef that can make us a nice breakfast. Right. And then we'll start debriefing. The sitter's got to stay with you all night. The sitter must stay with you all night. Now, these will be 5-gram rides, okay? So, why do you start with 5 grams? I'm trying to get to that so hard in this video. You need gas in the tank to get somewhere. So, let me pick somebody who's in a certain city. Somebody tell me what city you're in. Somebody tell me, let me pick somebody. I see I'm a scientist. I see a lot of I'm a scientists in here. Okay, scientists. Shanika says, I ain't afraid. Mate, I took 15 grams of shroom and I've never been the same since. That was my last dose, 15 grams. Congratulations to that part of the club. I don't want to say big boy club because 5 grams is big boy. It takes courage to take 5 grams. You a big boy taking 5 grams. Trust me. Are you a bigger boy because you took 7? No, you still just a big boy. You're just going to continue being a big boy. Like me, I'm a big boy. I'm fat. But some people are fatter than me and they're bigger than me. But I'm still in the big boy club. I'm over 200 pounds. I'm a big boy. That's me. You got to handle me like a big boy. You know? I got big boy confidence and I got big boy issues. You know? I can be me on shrooms. They're my best friends, my homie. Ooh, look at that. Where you at? Everybody, please identify yourself if you haven't hit me with your team Zodiac and what city and state you in. We were in a hotel just together. Okay. What was the intention? Oh, you was in a hotel just y'all together. Have you watched a show on Netflix called The Goob Lab? Gwyneth Paltrow is experimenting with psychedelics. There's also a good show on the magic of mushrooms on Netflix as well. Never had a bad trip. Me sit in the room on your own, you will soon know who you are. Good, Colin, talk to him. Colin, a lot of people are afraid to know who they are. What up, Raheem? My last 2 trips was months apart. one on New Year's and one on Valentine's Day. I did 7 grams both times, and I didn't get high and take any trip neither time. Both times I was with someone else. What? Hold on. Wait a minute. I was with someone else who did the same amount from the same bag, and they had a full trip and was able to fill them. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't the shrooms, but I'm still confused on why I'm not having trips anymore. Any advice? Any thoughts on why I may not be able to trip off 7 grams? I have done shrooms plenty of times in the past and never had the problem. I don't do them often at all. Most of the time, it's months in between. Do you fast, Ty Omari Johnson? Do you fast 4 to 6 hours before you do your shrooms? That's my first question. Did you eat anything 4 to 6 hours before your fast? Mushrooms don't like food. They don't like food. Peace. I want in on the first trip. I was so interested in Carbondale. I don't know what that is. Arkansas. Okay. Let's do Atlanta, Georgia. Let's do Atlanta, Georgia. Everybody knows where Atlanta's at, right? So if you stay in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm saying let's go to Miami, and you got 1/8 of a tank of gas, are we going anywhere? No. If I say let's go to Milwaukee from Atlanta, and you got 1/4 of a tank of gas, are we going anywhere? No. We can't reach the destination because we don't have enough what? Fuel. If I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I want to let's drive to Detroit, we got 1/2 a tank of gas. We're not going to make it. You have to put enough fuel in a transportation device, which is your vessel, to get you where you going. 3 grams is not breaking no thresholds. It's nice, though. It's not a microdose. It's bigger than a microdose. But just because, excuse me, I'm French, but the white boy said it's a hero's dose, that's his hero. His hero. He's afraid to push past that. Now, don't ask Paul Stamets. Paul Stamets will go past 7, 14, 21 grams. But if you want to get somewhere, you got to put some gas in the tank. And you must, Maria said my first was 3 grams and it wasn't enough. I know, Maria, because you've done Toad. Now, I'm going to say this now. If you did Toad before you did mushrooms, shit, you might as well start at 7. In my opinion, Sincere probably would be like, hey, I'm going to start you off at 7. Look, yo, what up, brother? I'm a scientist. Esteban. What up, Raleigh? Detroit is in the building. Blue. Shit, I don't have a problem traveling to get some mushrooms as long as I'm with like-minded people. Okay. It's hard to assist people when the sitter doesn't ingest as well. What you mean, Anna? I don't agree with that at all. The sitter does not have to. The sitter is not here to assist you while you're on mushrooms. The sitter is here to make sure you're comfortable and keep you off the telephone and keep you from getting in your car and going somewhere. The sitter is to keep you safe. The sitter is not to co-experience your journey. That's for when you are more experienced and then you and your partner can go on a tantric journey and do mushrooms together. I'm not your partner. So, yes, it's not hard to assist people when the sitter doesn't ingest as well. I've been in a room, I've sat for 15 people at once, but we had like we had like 4 sitters on 15 people. So, and none of the people who sat took mushrooms. So that's not true, Anna. Well, I mean, and I don't know why that's your experience, but that ain't popping. I like to host a class here in Detroit. Any resources? Shakita, if you want to host a class in Detroit about mushrooms, you need to hit Sincere 7. That's off the must. Fasting is key. The intention was just connection. We tripped together often and always the first time, but this time it was like a switch went off in her head. I don't know what you mean right there, that part. Capricorn, Detroit, I need to know where I can purchase here. What you mean? I'm gonna tell you where you could purchase, like here on live on Facebook. I'm gonna hit you with a. It's I'm gonna say it's probably some mushrooms in Detroit, and you probably could get some, but you're definitely gonna have to make sure you go about it the right way. Okay, mushrooms are still a Schedule 1. They have not been decriminalized in Michigan yet. All right, they definitely ain't been decriminalized in Georgia. So we definitely won't be saying, oh, you can go right over here. I'm going to be like, you probably could get some various places. I've been wanting to try it, but everybody keeps trying to talk me out of it. So why are you listening to everybody else, Dana? It's like DMT. If you don't inhale enough, you won't break through. If you don't take enough, you're not going to get through the breakthrough. And most of the trauma that y'all dealing with, Shakita Long, you should contact Sincere 7 about a mushroom class and then see how the conversation goes from there. Let's just pause that conversation with what you're trying to press right now, okay? 3 had me feeling tips. I need to double up. If I want to get back to the God self, it's above 5 grams. Ooh, talk about it. If you want to get back to the God self, you're going to have to go above 5 grams. Some of y'all got so much trauma. This is now we're getting into it. You need to go above 5 grams because you're dealing with a lot of trauma. I'm looking you right in your face and saying you, because I'm dealing with a lot of trauma. I'm healing a lot of trauma, and I'm in the game. I've healed a lot of trauma. So for somebody who ain't went in there, that means you toting a lot of trauma. So if you take a little dose, then you only gonna deal with a little bit of trauma, if any, because low doses are amusing. That's what they are. They're just amusing. I hit a microdose this morning, Sincere, and I'm feeling right nice right about now. I got to go for a walk. I got to get ready to get up out of here. New Year's, I ate like 2 hours before. So there you go. You can't eat 4 hours before, but didn't eat anything the whole day. Yeah, V-Day I ate the morning and didn't do shrooms until after 10. Need a bigger dose. Tigo, peace God. That 5, bro. Tigo, it's time for you to get to 7. I ain't really getting ready to be going back and forth with you. Everybody ask Tigo. Everybody say, Tigo, when you going to do 7? Everybody right now type. Say, Tigo, when you going to do 7? We're going to come for him right now. Yeah, Sincere 7. I don't know if you said this before, but because I just got on. Does it matter who you get them from energetically? Absolutely, it matters who you get your mushrooms from. It's best if you grow your own. That's why we just had a class here in Atlanta, and we taught people how to grow your own. Because then you ain't limited to just psilocybin mushrooms. You could grow oyster mushrooms. You could grow hen of the woods mushrooms. You can grow reishi mushrooms. You could grow all types of mushrooms that has medicinal benefits for you that are super legal, that you can eat. What? You can fry up some oyster mushrooms and get busy. But yes, you want to watch energetically who you get your mushrooms for. Absolutely. And did they grow them or did they get them from somebody else? And do they know who grew them? What was the energy of it? Like, I'm trying to get as close to the grower as I can. When I used to sell marijuana, I'm trying to get to Mexico. I'm trying to meet that joke out there in the field pulling it. If you're ever in North Carolina, I know where you could probably find some. As Tigo says, probably. If you're in North Carolina, maybe probably. Monique Stokes is in the building. What up, Mona? Got to go past the 5, King. You never lied. See there? Everybody come for Tigo. Next journey for certain, G. I also did Tobe with you guys on October the 26th in Atlanta. Nice. New Year's Eve was my next time trying to take a trip. That was my 7 grams of shrooms. Didn't get high or feel any effect. That time I did eat like 2 hours. But brother, you already done, you done told. It's time for you to move on. You done 7 twice. Why you ain't done 9? Okay? Everybody, Tigo, they asking, bro. Tigo, come on, dog. We're going to take the 7 grams. Thank you. When is the next class? It's going to be in June or August. There's a video class as well. Darren Lamont, what are you doing over here? What is my astrologer doing over here today? Darren, why are you over here in this conversation? Definitely scared to do 5 grams or more unless it was with a shaman because those visions are intense. So that, excuse my French, is bullshit. Let's all analyze this comment right here, what the sister says. I'm sorry, sister, but that's not true. That's not true. You don't need a shaman. You have a narrative. All you need is the mushrooms. What's the shaman going to do once you ingest the mushrooms? Let's talk about this. And what are you afraid of? You're afraid of yourself. You're afraid to deal with something. That's why the mushrooms are there to help you deal with it. People who are scared of 5 grams are control freaks. I'm a former control freak. Yes, I'm free now. Why do you think you need a shaman? What's the shaman going to do for you that the mushrooms, you don't need the shaman. The mushrooms, you need set and setting. Can everybody tell Nia she needs, say Nia, you need set and setting, not a shaman. A shaman can't talk you through it. There's no talking you through it. You are alone. You are going to be alone with those intense visions. That's the only way you're going to get somewhere. That's that. No. Anybody could talk to you. Listen, I'm going to explain it to you very clearly. Mushrooms take you this way. Talking keeps you here. So what you're trying to do, if you're interested, first off, Reverend Bull said, where can you get mushrooms in Arkansas? They ain't decriminalized, so why would I just say something like that? So, maybe DM me, and maybe I could help. I don't know. If you DM me, and maybe I could help. Send me a DM or send me something, and I'm definitely going to have, if you a stranger, then you're a stranger. But if I know you, then maybe I could help. I don't know, but I'm sure that it's not hard to get mushrooms anywhere in the United States. You can get marijuana anywhere. You can get CBD anywhere. So why you can't get mushrooms? You just don't know the person. If you knew the person, then you would be able to get whatever. To me, that's how it feels. So it's all about an introduction. Remember how you know God? It told you in church you got to go through Jesus. So it's the same thing. You might have to go through Jesus. So inbox me, somebody. She said, I didn't say you can't do it. It's just hard. That's what I said. It just helps you assist people better. You should look up Maria Sabina. I've read everything I can find on Maria Sabina. I'm not in Mexico. I'm not in Maria. I'm not her, but I understand. But she's the top shotter. To do 5 grams, you don't need to sit with no shaman. And nobody else needs to take mushrooms with you when you're doing 5 grams. Because if you finding, look how much difficulty you added to the situation, Anna, by saying that the other person should be doing mushrooms with you. So now a person who's got mushrooms in Arkansas and nobody else wants to do mushrooms with them can't do mushrooms because they can't find nobody to do 5 grams with them. So now they got to buy 10 grams and the sitter got to do mushrooms too. Or the sitter got to be on microdosing. That don't make sense. Listen, I'm totally not agreeing with that. There's no ease. There's nothing hard about sitting. I'm going to tell you that. I've sat for many people. It's not hard. It's not hard. But I'm not going to sit for like 20 people at one time. That's out. I'm going to keep it where everybody can have their own individual attention. Right? When you do that, you're trying to trip with somebody else's trip. That's a sitter that's trying to jack your trip. I got a sister who's in her early 50s. Her daughter is 21. Her daughter don't want to do mushrooms. Her daughter done sat with her 3 times on a 5, a 7, and a 9 gram trip and did not take mushrooms and had no problems. Okay? These are the facts. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that heals me. One more time, Christina. Get them, baby. Get them. Surrender. Yeah, learning to let go of control. You need a set and setting. That's correct. 5 grams of Quince is equivalent to 2.5 GAPA. Depends on the strand. I like that. Your trip is your own journey. Shaman can't help you in your head. You need a set and setting, not a shaman. That's all you need. Shaman is beautiful. We're not talking Aya. True, I've never done them solo and stayed out in nature. Set and setting is the key. I blindfolded myself and put on some Zulu chants and ate 5.5. You don't need a shaman for 5. You only need to allow. But Tigo has done 5 several times. Several times. But you don't need music either. That's Tigo in his head. Tigo's in his head think he need music. You don't need music. Because if I'm putting on the chants, how can I hear with the mushroom? How can I hear my own music? There's no greater music than what the mushrooms produce. I cut all my stuff off. Like when I'm starting now, I got some stuff playing, but after that, I turn it off. My first trip now on 5 grams, we had some music going all night, and I rode inside of it, all of it. Whoo, and it was helpful. But now where I'm at now, after 9 grams, no music. I want to hear me. I want to hear me, and I want to get all the way to it. She needs some Golden Teacher. I like Golden. I started with Golden Teacher. Oh, Anna wants to go back and forth with OE. That won't happen today. Good tips. I needed to hear that. Thank you. You're absolutely right. So, would you recommend mushrooms for a recovering addict? If it's the proper set and setting. If it's the proper set and setting, I recommend 5 grams of mushrooms for my nephew who's 12. But he not spiritually mature enough to experience it. But when he does go in, he gonna start with 5 grams. Right. Maria says it helps to smoke marijuana on the trip. So Maria's only been one time, and I don't know who she sat with. So I think she's asking a question versus speaking from, a known thing. So you don't have to smoke marijuana before you take mushrooms. If you want to smoke marijuana before you take mushrooms, that's okay. Do not take alcohol before mushrooms. Alcohol and food don't go with mushrooms. Yes. Philip Kynes is new to the conversation. He says 5 grams for the first time is crazy. At that dose, set and setting means nothing. Obviously, you haven't set for anyone on 5 grams, or you haven't done 5 grams with proper set and setting. What was your set and setting? It's okay. I'm not here for anybody to agree. I told you I'm telling you about my experience and my data that I've collected and my experience in the network I'm in. Maybe you're in another network, which is cool. You're in another community that likes the low dose. That's fine. So there's recreation, there's low dose, and then there's get down to it. Okay? Who are you? That's all. There's no dose. Those are the categories. Sincere, would you agree? Could somebody type me? Yes. So check it out. There's no dose. That means you ain't done no mushrooms. Then there's low dose. That means you haven't done 5. Then there's get down to it. You've done 5 to 9. Right? And then when you go to double digits, you team Psychonaut. In my opinion, that's how I feel. 10 or better, double digits, you team Psychonaut. 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, I don't care. You got your Psychonaut papers in my mind. In me, I'm going to give you Psychonaut papers for certain. You're trying to get down to it. So no dose, low dose. Low dose is less than 5. Tigo is getting down to it because he did 5.5. He put it on the scale, right? That's getting down to it. 5, 7, and 9 is getting down to it. Always remember 4 to 6 weeks between doses. And here's another big thing about 5 grams. Oh my God, listen. What are you doing between doses? What are you doing between doses? What have you done? What are you doing between doses? See, I'm talking as a community where some people are just talking like what they did. I'm not really talking about, and this ain't about what I did. I'm trying to get you in the proper setting because it's coming. Look at me. It's coming. If you're watching this video, it's coming. If you're interested, then and the mushrooms know you're interested, it's coming. So I'm giving you this guideline. You may not ever watch me again, and that's fine. 5 grams, 4 to 6 weeks later, or longer, 3 or 4 months later, then go to 7 grams. But that's how you incrementally move up. If you want to do 5 for 6 months, if you want to do 5 grams of mushrooms every other month for a whole year, that's fine. Ta-ching! You can do that. If you want to do 5 and then do 7, then do 9, that's excellent. Whatever you want to do, okay? But don't go backwards. is all I'm saying. You ain't got to go 5, 7, and 9. 5, like I said, 5 is courageous. So you might look at 5 and just be like, whew, I don't know if I'm ready for 7. Then do 5 again. If you're on my squad, then I'm going to be like, you got it. You got it. Can I get a supplier? Shirley Jones, I see you just got on here. You're going to have to go back and watch the video. We've already talked about people supplying and all this other type of stuff. Nobody knows you. You sound like you could be the police, Shirley. Come jumping on here. But Jesus did mushrooms. My man Jamil Middleton just came on here, so I got to be like, Jesus and the mushrooms. This video has been amazing. How do I feel about blue tea? I don't know about blue tea. I have another tea that I make as an MAO inhibitor that I take myself before the mushrooms and that I give to other people who I sit for, right? Brianna says, what should we be doing? In between your dosages, you should be meditating, journaling, singing, accepting. You need to be accepting the things that are happening to you. You need to be assimilating the message that you got on your trip. That's why you don't go right back. You need a moon cycle to assimilate and integrate the message that you got off your dose. Yes. Oh, Kirill said he did 12 grams. Team Psychonaut in the building. You a Psychonaut. I'm low dose. Smoked marijuana once with it and wouldn't do that again. Here's the thing. It's different strokes for different folks. It's different folks for different strokes, yo. I'm just telling you the safest way to get in the game at 5 grams. That's it. And then if you get there and you say, hey, I ain't ever doing this again, ever again, then don't. If you look at it now and say, this is crazy, I'm never going to try this, then don't. No. I'm saying if you're deciding that you're going to take your first trip, then go with 5 grams. But if you haven't decided, this is not to convince you. This is if you've already convinced yourself and to give you some assistance. All right. Yeah, integrating. Yeah, I want to be a part of your squad. Okay. If you send me a friend request by watching this video, because I just seen you, you must send me a message. Listen, I don't even look at my friend requests because you ain't sent me a message. So if you saw this video, you sent me a friend request, you have some questions that you want to ask me privately, which is a really smart move, then send it to my inbox. Hello? Don't send me a friend. You can send me a friend request, but if you don't send me a message, you will just be standing out there relaxing. What's the difference between marijuana and shrooms? Good question. How do you know you are spiritually mature enough? Oh, Tanisha. I was just getting ready to go, but we finna get into that. Look at that question right there, Sincere. Woo. Do y'all see that? The difference between marijuana is a plant, mushrooms is a fungi. The technology for marijuana came out of the mushroom. The mushroom is ancient. It came from outer space. Marijuana is from the earth. Marijuana is not going to take you. Marijuana is not DMT. It's not going to take you where. Marijuana is not going to take you where. Marijuana is not going to take you or show you or teach you anything like what mushrooms will. It's not going to heal your trauma. Marijuana helps you with relaxation, but marijuana does not show you reality. Marijuana will not peel back the veil and show you what's really going on like mushrooms. That's the difference. How do you know if you're spiritually mature enough? Because you're watching this video and you're thinking about it and you're afraid. Then you're spiritually mature enough. But if you want to take mushrooms in a quiet, controlled setting to have an experience, then you're spiritually mature enough. If you want to take mushrooms, don't weigh them out on the scale, and you want to go out go to the party, and you want to do them recreationally, then you're not spiritually mature enough. Now, if you are a psychonaut and then you like, I'm gonna take a microdose and go to the party. That's some boss type stuff. That comes with evolution though. But I don't even know if I want to go off a half a gram of mushrooms, which is a microdose. I'm definitely not going to the party. I went to a trader's class one time on a gram of mushrooms because Kalinde was like, anything less than a gram is a microdose. Well, I felt so great, but I was so annoyed by the people that were there because I was so much more sensitive. I was relaxed. I was ready to learn. I was ready for my brain to be, super open to what was being taught. But the other people in there, they were very annoying, regular people. And I didn't tell nobody. You couldn't tell I was on it. You know what I'm saying? I probably walked out of the room a couple extra times when I was annoyed. But yes, so that's how you know if you're spiritually mature enough. How do you make your tea, bro? I ain't giving that recipe out. No, that's for the family. Thoughts on Lemon Tech? Lemon Tech is cool, but make sure you're ready. Make sure your setting is ready. If you're gonna do Lemon Tech, what you don't need, because if you take enough mushrooms, you don't need Lemon Tech. You just need the MAO inhibitor. Yeah, if you're taking enough, then you don't need on Lemon Tech. But I did do 12 grams and then eat a half of orange just to add that acid to it. That was fun. 12 grams was going to be fun anyway. But when I dropped that orange on there, because I don't eat oranges. Yeah. What up, Jai? What up, Tellus? Peace to the king. Tellus is one of the pioneers. Let me give a big shout out to Tellus. Tellus is a big pioneer in Atlanta. Definitely done a lot for the community. Way more knowledgeable than me, because he deals with more medicines than me. So if you want to got some other questions, then go ask Tellus too. There's other people on here who got Sincere 7, Kalinde EE, Tellus. These real live psychonauts who can help you. Okay, but also what Tellus do or what Kalinde do or what I do don't have to match. Let's be real clear. So don't go and ask Tellus something and then come tell me Tellus said such and such. I'm gonna be like, well, good. That's what Tellus do. Don't come ask me something and then go to Tellus and be like, well, Khayr said such and such. That's what I'm saying from my experience. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? He is experienced. Sincere is experienced. Other people are. Christina is experienced. So that's why we know you ain't took 5 grams, because you'll stop comparing. Once you get in the game with 5 grams, your comparing will go away, your agendas will go away, the anxieties, all that shit. It might not stay gone because you could come back and pick up your troubles. 5 grams will get you away from your troubles for a little bit, so you can peep. But I've seen people go back and pick up their troubles. You don't want to go back and pick up your troubles. You don't want to stay out too long either. My lady's like, yo, I stayed out long. I need to get back in. It's been about 5 months. She did 5 grams twice. I was like, yo, you could do 7. No. Then when she came back, she was like, I could have done 7. I was like, I know. So your next ride going to be 9. But she done picked up some of her old problems, her old agendas, things that worry her. But when she first came back, just like, oh, none of it matters. Lemon Tech intensifies the experience, but doesn't last that long, right? Mushroom type tea. No, I don't. I have a herbal blend of flower that I use for my tea that does not have mushrooms in it, that I drink as an MAO inhibitor before I ingest the mushrooms. I went very low dose and I find it amazing. Cool, Psychonaut, like Psycho mixed with Astronaut. Absolutely, Dana. Should I seek them out or allow them to find me? If I'm interested in putting it into the universe, I believe that will find me. Or when it's time, or should I go looking? Brianna, you sitting here you sitting on here with like 100 people talking about mushrooms. People telling you to inbox them. People telling you who to contact. I think it's surrounding you, and you overthinking it. A mushroom's hard to find. I'm interested in microdosing. In my opinion, they're not hard to find. In my opinion, they're not. It just depends on who are you, like, what's your network? If you go to church with a bunch of Christians who are straight-laced and they only smoke cigarettes and drink alcohol and beat their wives, the mushrooms going to be hard to find. It's depending on who you hanging with. It's going to be depending on who you talking to. Rachel said, interesting, the moon cycle in between each dose. Is there a time during the moon cycle that's best to dose? No. You would have to experiment and do 12 doses on when the moon was in every sign to find out. That's what I'm doing. I want to do a dose up on the Aries moon, Taurus moon, Gemini moon, Cancer moon, Leo moon, Virgo moon, Libra moon, Scorpio moon, Sagittarius moon, Cancer, Aquarius, and Pisces moon. I want to do 12 trips up under each moon sign. That's me. Then I will know for myself. Yeah. Now, if you just into astrology and you was like, what's a good moon in Cancer? That's an excellent time to go. Moon in Taurus? That's popping. Yeah. Those two right there, moon in Pisces? Ooh. Depends on what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Are you ready to relax? That's what I'm saying. What up, Everett? I thought about trying it. Thanks for saying the amount I should take. Absolutely. Peace, King. Every experienced mushroom would or have their own tea blend that brings out the songs of the mushrooms based on the energy of the scientists. Man, I really like this. I really like this queen right here. Good gracious. She said every experienced mushroomer or mycologist or psychonaut would or have their own tea blend. Now, Tellus has a brew that he makes that I don't know how to make. And he serves that way. That's his style. I've been discussing with Baba about perhaps changing the protocol of 579 that's been put in for years. The new wave of psilocybin enthusiasts have so much information coming at them now that would be induced, say 7-9-11. No way, Ayana. That's not safe. I don't think. Well, if you have somebody 7-9-11. There's nothing wrong with the 5-7-9. And then after 9, it goes up 3 grams. So it's 5-7-9, then you start increasing by 3 grams. It is a gradual process. It's not a race, y'all. So what? The kids got a bunch of information, Ayana, Queen Ayana, Goddess Ayana. So what? They got a bunch of information. What about protocol? Just do the protocol. You can have a child at the implanted into your womb, but ain't it much funner to go have sex and get you some? Ain't it much fun to do it the natural way and get pregnant like that? And then if that doesn't work, then we can do something else. But 5 grams, then 7 grams, then 9 grams will work. Why they can't have that experience? I'm going through an amazing experience that brings from who knows where, that highland, amazing stuff that is making myself more conscious, and I know who I am, at least still learning. Lots to learn, and the mushrooms is the best master one can find. Thank you so much for that, Heidi MC. Appreciate that comment. Great question, Tanisha. Cannabis will open the mind and lead you to mushrooms. Yes, she will. I hear you, Malcolm. I already said I want to take it at home. Okay, I'm behind. My nephew is using mushrooms. I'm very nervous about that. I have a sample of mushroom honey. I do too. Make sure you're honest with yourself above all. Where do we go or where do you go while on a trip? Quiet room, dark walk in the park, bed. Stay in the house. If you got a sitter, you just, whatever the sitter says. If I'm the sitter, you're going to stay in the house, and then preferably you got to have your own bedroom. Then you have your own stuff. No, you're not walking the, I'm not following you in the park, in the woods. Go take 1.5 grams and walk through the woods. But when you're getting down to it, nah. Where do you get them, and how do you know you have a good batch? Mushrooms are all around. Depends on the network. I answered that earlier. And how do you know you have a good batch? Know the grower. Like, know who grow them, what their intentions were. He came to my house to blend up fruit, so I'm assuming that was in a relationship to the trip. Why shake your head at that? You like Alan Watts? Not necessarily. He's kind of boring to me. His voice is real monotone. I mean, so I've heard some stuff he said, but I like myself. What's the purpose of it? I like and I definitely like jokers that look like me, that's pushing the envelope. I ain't heard Alan Watts tell me. I ain't heard nobody make no videos about 10 grams, double digits. Have I tried ayahuasca? No. Did you watch any of his videos? I have. Yes, I need that comparison and agenda to go away. I'm ready for that 5. Absolutely. How long is a trip usually? 4 to 6. 4 to 6 hours. Psilocybin is DMT. Ayahuasca contains DMT and is similar, just a different experience. That's what's up. Microdosing supplies available. I think what Sincere 7 meant to say is he may know someone who has microdosing supplies. So hit up Sincere 7 because I think that's what he meant. He might know someone. I'm in New York City. Is there anyone I can talk to about looking into this more? Peace and love. People flew in. There's a lady flew in from California to come to the class. So one thing about these things is y'all are lazy. Y'all are lazy and don't want to travel. You want everything to come to you. You want everything to come to you. I went to Mexico to have a particular experience. Now I'm back, and now it's so easy for me to find. Like, right, it's everywhere around me. But some of y'all don't want to make the first trip. You don't want to make the first move. You want everything to have to just come to you. Please, everybody, type this. Everything I'm looking for is right outside my comfort zone. Everything I'm looking for is right outside my comfort zone. Everything I'm looking for is right outside my comfort zone. Everything I'm looking for is right outside my comfort zone. Everything I'm looking for is right outside my comfort zone. Inside your comfort zone is a prison. So why should the mushrooms be right close to you? Come outside of your comfort zone and you'll find everything that you're looking for. I promise you. Tigo, can we put that in a song? MAO inhibitor does that. Does what exactly before you take the mushrooms? Good question. So the liver is going to try to soak up the DMT before it joins the DMT in your brain. So the MAO inhibitor kind of like sprays a mist on the security camera so all of the mushrooms can sneak by. You know, you're watching the movies and people trying to steal something and they spray something on the camera so the camera can't see. Then they be like, sneak by. Or they put a mirror up there to sneak by. You want to let all the mushrooms go past. The liver ain't going to catch all the DMT, but it's going to catch some of it. You want to have more experience. Excuse me. You want to have more experience and let it all get up there. Boom. I don't want 4.9 getting to my brain. I want 5 grams getting into my brain. So that's why we drink the tea 1 hour before. What up, Gene? Thank you for telling me I'm overthinking it. You're welcome. Kathy, before you go, Coach, please give me a birth chart website. My birth chart website is coachkastrology.info. Coachkastrology.info. If you are returning, then inbox me. If you need to get a reading, you've already had a reading from me before, then it's half off of what you see on the website. The website, yes, a new reading for a new person is $1,000. If you have already got a reading from me before, you need to follow up about something, then it's $500. You 2,000, dog. I don't know what that means. I find that a lot of these young folks aren't getting much at 5 grams. Well, then after they do 5 grams, they do 7. So if they aren't getting people at nothing at 5, then also, you know, like what strand are they getting? And are they fasting before? It's a lot of things that could offset your experience in the set and setting. I guess this video is about a set. This video is really about set and setting. Malcolm says, do it yourself, trust yourself, and find out what's inside. Don't be scared. I know that's right. Philip says, eating 5 grams for the first time dose is like a first time smoker smoking 20 blunts for their first time. That's Philip's opinion. Aaron, I experienced ego death at 3.5 for my first trip. Was by far the most life-changing experience I've had from psychedelics. There are entheogens. Please quit calling mushrooms psychedelics. Not one time have I referred to mushrooms. Mushrooms are entheogens. 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 Yes, we psychonauts, but we know that it's entheogens. How about Terrence McKenna? I already spoke on him. He never went past 5 grams. So what? I'm spiritually leapfrogging him. We're done with that. Where are you located? In my living room. I'm located in my living room. I stay in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, we just had an amazing class. It was sold out. Hold on. This was the flyer. If you saw this flyer, I want to thank everybody That was the chair. That wasn't me farting. I want to thank everybody that came out to this. The class was sold out. The lecture was packed. Baba Kalina came. He shut the whole party down. The private grow party, because we only had room for 20, we let 22 people in. Probably had like 10 people that couldn't come to the grow class. So that lets me know I got to have a bigger space next time for the grow class. Or you got to hurry up and get there, because people, y'all be coming at the last minute. Why are you coming in at the last minute? And think that because I got to order the supplies before you get to class. Okay? The people who were at the class, they can explain better. Yes. You just made a new song. Thank you very much. Everything I'm looking for is right outside my comfort zone. Do you make or buy your own MAO inhibitor recipe? If you make, I make my own. And no, I ain't giving you the recipe. Not here. No. I'm taking this as a sign. Me and someone was talking about doing shrooms yesterday. I told her that you should have an intention before you start. My intention is to connect with Source and my ancestors. This is my last piece, and then I'm gonna get ready to go. Setting intentions around mushrooms. I don't think that you should do that. Not one time. My intent every time is to relax and surrender. I do not point a direction because I'm still a newbie. I'm still a newbie. So I'm not, if the mushrooms are teaching me, how do I go into class and tell the teacher, this is what I want you to teach me? Everybody type this. The mushrooms will meet you where you at. Christiana, I think we're going to talk today. I see we're about to have a good conversation. Yes. Are you available to talk to me after this is over? When I go off here, will you please call me? Yes, because I got to make some food. I'm hungry. Yeah, we should do a weekend. Me, Christina, and Sincere in the same place. Yeah, but we still ain't going to be able to hold no more than, like, that'll have to be like a mansion. We'll have to have a mansion. Have to be at least 8 people there, 8 to 10 people there. That's a lot of logistics. Like in my mind, I would be like me, you, and Sincere drop a half an ounce on the same night, and we meet up somewhere and we chop it up like that. She's talking about in my living room. Okay. The mushrooms will meet you where you at. The mushrooms will meet you where you at. I don't think you need no intentions. You're going to get what you need. The ancestors that you need to see, if you need to see the ancestors, then you're going to see them. If you need to go see stars explode, then you're going to see stars explode. Stop being a control. That's what intentions are. You not allowing. Intentions are, I'm not allowing what to happen in this sacred moment. How can you come to something sacred and say, I got intentions? You ain't humble. That's why a lot of people don't have good trips, because of your mindset. It's set and setting. This is setting. Things I may see during my trip in my house. This is setting. What smell, what fragrance, what clothes I have on. This is setting. Glasses on or off is setting. But set is mindset. So why are you having intentions when you're dealing with something sacred that's billions of years old? Don't you know it knows you better than you know yourself? That's what people are afraid of. And that's why you should take 5 grams. Because the mushrooms know you better than they know yourself. Let me get you the science. You ready? They're going to come in. They're going to go into the stomach. There's more sensory receptors in the stomach than there are in the brain. They're going to analyze everything as soon as they get there. They're going to merge with your entire universe. They're going to merge with so somebody's getting excited right now. Somebody's getting afraid. The reason you're afraid is because you keep secrets. You've been keeping secrets to yourself. You haven't been telling the truth to yourself. And some of those secrets have turned into lies. Yeah. That's for real. The mushroom will meet you where you at. It's going to hit the stomach. It's going to see everything that you have going on. It's like an MRI. That first 45 minutes when the mushrooms kick in, they just doing an MRI to see where they going. Remember, you get the MRI, before they go to surgery, they be like, all right, we're going to need this, we're going to need this, we're going to need this, we're going to go this way, we're going to go this way. The mushrooms don't even care. They just come in to see what you need. Once they get inside of you, they're going to see what you need. So your intention is futile. Let us set our intentions. Set your intentions when you meditate. Set your intentions when you having sex. Set your intentions when you on the way to the bank. Set your intentions when you putting in the location on your GPS and you driving in your car. But do not set your intentions when you riding on the mushrooms, yo. To me, that's disrespectful. Relaxation is the intention. That's the end. If you want to optimize your intentions, then let them relax. Holla at your boy. If you want to optimize your intentions, then relax. That's the formula. Yeah. The intent should be the delivery of the message that comes, not controlling the experience. The intent should be relaxation. I'm going to relax. I ain't going to have no intent. If you already ingested them, why don't you trust them? It's the same thing about having sex with somebody. Why are you having sex with somebody and then you don't really fully trust them? That was a stomach blow for myself. That somebody having sex with you is somebody that you trust, that you're there with. So why go halfway? Maleo made a video the other day. She was like, why are you having sex with somebody but not giving them head? Well, I'm not going to give you no head, but we're going to have intercourse. What's that about? Anyway, that's about it for me today. Yeah, honesty is the key. You are not in control of the mushies. The mushies are. Let go. Thank you, Daniel. Absolutely. You ain't in control. Yeah. I'm relaxing. It's going to be a minute. I'm going to set intentions when I come back down. Like if I come back down to like 9 grams, I may set some intentions there. But I probably will just relax. Baba Kalinde, peace. Hopefully you are home, safe, where you're supposed to be, or you in the airport, relaxing and maxing. Yeah. Baba, these just my opinions and my thoughts. Today was an interesting conversation. This video was amazing. I thought I was going to be in about 10 or 15 minutes and only 20 people was going to show up, but a little more than that showed up. Can I sum up? What'd you learn today? That's what I would like to ask people. I need feedback on, because I'm finna go. So what did you take? What was the one big thing that you took from this conversation or to share with me today that can help you move on in your journey? Because that was my intentions, is to share something with you that you could use in your journey. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how did you enjoy the share? 10, you really enjoyed it. 1, you was like, this was butt awful, don't do it again. And what was your big takeaway? What was your big takeaway or your feedback? If you was late, you just gotta go watch it again. That's all. What up, Enid? It's definitely recorded. Facebook loves stuff like this. Experience was your takeaway. I'm gonna go ahead and close out with the prayer while y'all are writing in what you took from this. What was your biggest experience? And I'm gonna go ahead and give the prayer. Then I'll go back and do some of the reading. Anabakoa Gijalaki Minka, Tatia Tezara, Kabel Renat, Amcha Sagvanu, Tahara Nunara, Nahagibor, the Shay Yakadeka, Kabava Shamran, Barkham Tower, Rakame, Tazika Taker, Tamid Gamlin, Kasim Kadosh, Barruf, Tufka, Nahel Adateka, Yakid Gahel, Amchapanez, or Kreka Tushka Taker, Shavatanuka Bel, Ushma, Tazakatanu, Yodea Talamo, Barruk Shem, Kavumakuto, Lalam Vaed. There's nothing outside of you. I should take 5 grams my first time and release control. I'm taken care of. And have a qualified sitter. Set and setting. What I say the sitter needs to have? Good sense. They should have good sense. That's all. And not trying to tell you nothing and try to join you on your journey. They don't got to join you on your... First time I sat for somebody, Kalinde's explicit directions was like, you are to do no mushrooms and they are to do 5. Guess what I did? Went with that. I went with the instructions I was given. Yep. Man, listen, if it's somebody wiser than you, then I'm going to get in line with that. Yes, you got to watch it from the beginning. You just tuned in. I had to bump it up 2 to 3 grams because the 7 aren't working for me anymore. I need to be better at fasting before. That's what I'm talking about. Your fasting is part of the setting. Your fasting is part of the setting. Just get up in the morning, eat you a nice big breakfast about 8 o'clock. Then around 5 o'clock, eat again. 2 times that day, you good to go. Voila. I found more like-minded people and I'm grateful for that. Yes. Your network, buddy. Your network is definitely going to have it out there for you. All right, I guess that's all the feedback. Thanks everybody so much for coming through today for this morning message. I guess this is part 2 of spiritual leapfrogging. Keep on frogging, baby. Keep on frogging. That's it. I don't got no more announcements today. I'm good. I'm hungry. All right, fam. I love y'all. I love all the kings out here. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute. Peace. Oh, my fault. If you send me a friend request, you better send a message. Yeah. I'll be in contact. That was easy enough. Yeah. Just the DM. That's fine. All right. Yeah. Peace. Oh, wait a minute. Esther Ben says, I woke up and this was the first thing I saw, almost like I was meant to. I have no experienced psychonauts around with this knowledge. Everybody like, this man crazy. I'm going to follow you. The first card in the tarot card is the Fool. The major arcana in the tarot card is called the Fool's Journey. The first 22 cards is the journey of the Fool. You're going to have to lose your mind to figure this out. Yep. Are you willing to lose your mind to figure this out? We ain't talking about go crazy. We ain't talking about lose it and be out here talking ridiculous. But I probably shouldn't have said that because that could be taken out of context. Are you willing? I ain't say you had to do it. I just said, are you willing to do it? Yeah. Yeah, you're going to catch it from the beginning, Lee. If you watch how long we've been on here, when this joint cut off, you can be like, oh, let me watch it from the beginning. Please share the video if you just got here. You should share the video. That's how we pay like we weigh. Press 2 if you shared the video today. You on here watching this right now. Did you share this video on your page? Or are you scared to let somebody know you're interested in mushrooms? Are you afraid to let someone know that you were watching a video talking about mushrooms? So press 2 if you shared the video. My name is Oye Son, formerly known as Coach Khayr. It's not Coach Oye. It's just Oye. You can call me Brother Oye. You can just call me Hey You. I'm Team Taurus in Atlanta, Georgia. I love y'all. I'm hungry. I need to stretch. I need to go for a walk. I need to meditate. I need to relax. I need to clean my house. Got all type of stuff popping today. You sent it to a few people, Dana? Thank you so much. All right. Keep your melanin popping today, folks. Always keep God first in your life. Be open to the experiences that come to you. Embrace them. Appreciate them. Accept them. Knowledge of self is first, and then acceptance of self is second. Knowledge of self is first, then acceptance of what you learned, of what you know is second. A lot of times we know some things about ourselves, and then we don't accept it. That feels good. Let's just say that. Thank you. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace. Thanks everybody who shared it.